a photographer who was in Cuba and planning on taking pictures, my suggestion will be to not set a specific day like, oh, I arrive on Monday, on Tuesday I'm going out, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whichever day you pick to go out and take pictures. If you watch the weather or if you knew that it was going to rain that day, that's fine. Because sometimes as we traveling, we try to set a specific day for to enjoy certain type of activities. So photography cannot be set on a specific day. Reason being is the rain, and also during the day, I would say mostly the rain. The rain is a little bit unpredictable, but you can watch the weather and see if it's gonna rain or not. Sometimes it might say it's gonna rain, but it end up raining later on. So, um, would I advise people to go out there and just walk around with cameras? Yes, I would very much advise that because what happened to me was I set a specific date on when to go out and take pictures. So as I walked the streets of Havana, I began to realize that the sun was not going to come out. It was cloudy to the point where I don't know if it rained or the cloud just moved and took over the city. So the sun was out there. The sun was out, but it was covered by the cloud. Mostly, I don't know if that, how exactly that was possible. Where you could see the sun hiding behind the cloud, but it's just not lighting up the subject or places where you're going. It's out there. It's somewhere. You could see the color of it through the sky, but it's too cloudy. The whole place is just cloudy. So what I would suggest is this. Always, if you know you're going to do some photography in Cuba, Havana, Cuba, which is a beautiful place, you're always going to run into things to take a picture of. I would suggest you just put a camera in your bag and walk around during the day. At night, if you're trying to do night photography, I wouldn't suggest that because it's just not safe. It's not safe to the point where you don't want to invite people into doing something to you. You know, Cuba is a very nice place. It's a safe place, but once again, just keep yourself to yourself. Especially if you use an ND filter to capture the colors and to balance off the glares, to balance off a lot of things that goes on within a picture. You're gonna have a problem. The problem that I had taking pictures in Cuba on the date that I set, in which I don't know if it rained or if it didn't rain. But that day it was just literally just a neutral day. The cloud was all over the place, and if you've been taking pictures for a long time, cloud pictures for a long time, you realize every time that it rains or if it's about to rain, the clouds has a specific characteristic that it does. It won't be so soft. If it rains and after it rains, you got to give it at least 10 minutes, well, 10 or 30 or maybe an hour for it to relax. Because I think what I began to notice, it might sound crazy to you, but I think the rain is the way of the cloud having sex. Try to think of it like that. When it rains or when it's about to rain, it's kind of like, it's getting itself together. It's getting itself together, and then it just does one big splash of water onto people who might be, playing around with that. Let's call it the clouds come, which is the rain. So after it does that, you have to give it a certain amount of time so you could get back into taking beautiful pictures. Because sometimes when you look at pictures and you notice that the cloud is smooth as if it was painted, that's after it rains. After it rains, you give it a certain amount of time, it will do that. It always does that because Mother Nature is artistic and you just have to pay attention to it.